From the perspective of a student, I'm going to make a number of recommendations about reading and understanding and utilizing the information that comes from a rubric to better inform your project development. First of all, I think rubric, particularly the highest category that the professor or teacher describes, is going to provide you with specific characteristics for the project that best will inform you as to what the project needs to look at, both in terms of content and form. So if we take a look here at the original quality of ideas section here, we can see that we're looking for thorough and accurate analysis of cultural products, practices, and perspectives. Okay. In addition, we're looking for originality and creativity, but also critical thinking, and particularly when instructors go to the trouble to include a list of types of critical thinking. I think this is always something that should jump out at you, and you should obviously do your best to include as many elements from the list as possible. Some of the problems that come out of reading a rubric from the perspective of a student are vague words like appropriate, and you'll see that this word appropriate, I'm highlighting it here now, shows up an awful lot in this rubric. Well, I think the word appropriate is a way for us to use a rubric like this for many different types of research papers, and so these are always open opportunities for students to ask what appropriate is, either here in terms of the type and number of sources. Perhaps this is a larger term paper where we might be expecting as many as 7 to 12 sources, or maybe it's a smaller research paper where the number of sources would be fewer, say 2 or 3. So this is where you may want to ask for clarification on what constitutes appropriate. But in general, I suggest that you look at this first category, exemplary. I don't think I would be interested in looking at what characteristics would be lower than that, because those are the areas that the professors have identified as the most desirable characteristics, the most obvious pieces of evidence of learning.